wait for it, a ghost ship adrift in the Atlantic, crewed by cannibal rats, heading towards England. I am not making this up, and I will explain it next.
Got it.
Let's get to the story of the day, shall we? There is a ship infested with cannibal rats. There's the picture. Floating in the North Atlantic. It is heading straight for Britain. Now, how did this happen, you may ask? Well, the Canadian authorities let it loose. They didn't want to be bothered with it anymore. Former UK Defence Advisor Michael Kay joins us now. All right, Michael, I've got to give a bit more background here, OK? First of all, this was virtually a scrap ship. It was towed towards Canada. The cable broke, drifted out into the open sea. The owner says it's in the open sea and it's infested with rats that are eating each other. I don't want to know about it. And now it's drifting towards your home country, Britain. You're a former Special Forces guy. How would you deal with a ship infested with cannibal rats?
Well, Stuart, I was really delighted to get the phone call to come in and discuss this really crunchy subject with you this morning. So, and it's been racking my brains. This is like kind of a morning red-eye segment that we've got here, clearly with a taller, more handsome host, I might add. But yeah, I mean, I think we should just rewind a little bit more, actually. This is a Russian ship. This was a Russian cruise liner. That was
a cruise liner?
Yeah, it was a Russian cruise liner that was having a nice little jaunt around the Canadian coast and getting some great scenery in. And by all accounts, the cruise liner company from Russia went bankrupt, leaving people on board stranded. So I think the Canadians took a bit of sympathy, took it in, sent all the people home. And then for some bizarre reason, and I'm trying to sort of look at this from a legal perspective as well, the Canadians, as you just mentioned, actually let this ship go.
Just float away?
Just float away. Now, you know, the logistician inside of me and the sort of sensible bloke inside of me says, hang on, there's all sorts of shipping lines of communication going across the Atlantic. You can't just let a 100-ton cruise liner free, like a rowing boat, into the Atlantic and kind of expect no ramifications of that. So I think it's all a bit odd, to be honest. Now, you also mentioned...
Yes, it's odd. Yes, that's true.
The infestation of cannibalized rats.
Well, the only thing on board are rats.
Yeah.
And all they've got to eat is each other.
Hopefully. Hopefully the only thing on board is cannibalized rats.
Ghost ship crewed by cannibal rats, feared to be heading for Britain.
I know, this is straight out of Frederick Forsyth or Tom Clancy, isn't it?
Yes.
Look, all I want to say is I want to reassure people there are some cuts going on with the Strategic Defence Review in the UK military at the moment. What I want to assure people is that the Pied Piper platoon of the Royal Marines wasn't touched, and I do believe they're on standby as we speak to go out in Ridge Raiders to go and, like pirates, mount this thing. And they've also got some marijuana, apparently, just to chill the rats out. So
Imported from Colorado, no doubt.
Imported from Colorado, yeah, that's right.
Would you sink it? You're a military guy. You just sink it out there in the open ocean?
Well, you know what? I think, actually, there's some scrap merchants looking at this. Apparently, it's supposed to be worth around
£600,000.
So they're going to sell $1 million.
$1 million bucks.
Yeah, $1 million bucks. So I think there were some people out there that actually want to try and make a...
you could throw a rope around that bad boy and drop it off at the Dominican Republic and let them deal with the rats.
Yeah, or do you know what?
Dangerous ground, Charles.
Just send it to Ireland. It no longer becomes a British problem then, does it?
Oh, and, man, we're really getting worried here.
Have a party and drink some Guinness.
That may well happen. All right there, sir. Michael Kay, thanks for joining us.
Was that crunchy enough for you, Stuart?
It was crunchy enough indeed, yes.
Thanks.
I'm not sure where this thing's going. We'll have an update on Monday, shall we? If you're not careful, you'll be back with that too. The Super Bowl just over a week away. You can be sure the gamblers are throwing big money to Vegas. Crazy, oddball bets. After the break, our resident Vegas bookies, Johnny Avello, Wynn Resorts Sportsbook Director. Here he comes.